What's up, guys? Katya here, and I thought I'd take you guys along with me on a drive. You guys requested for me to talk about my exploration geology job, so I thought I'd do another driving with Katya video and talk about that. Also, I have my brand new wing on, and it's so exciting to drive with it on. So, how I got into exploration geology is that when I was in high school, I had the opportunity to take earth science and geology. And when I was taking those classes, I realized, oh, they make the most sense to me. I understand like everything. And my highest grade in high school was from earth science / geology. And I knew ever since I was a kid that I didn't want an office job, because ever since Take Your Kid to Work Day with my dad, and he took me to his office job, I barely lasted till lunchtime. So I knew, I was like, I want something that's not office related. And when I learned that exploration geology exists, because the teacher that was teaching earth sciences and geology in my high school worked as an exploration geologist, he told us a lot about the industry and such, and it got me interested. I was like, wow, this seems like the kind of work that I'll enjoy, because it's outside. Yeah, you're just hiking and walking through the bush, and it seemed really exciting to me. And so in university, when I started studying geology, like I within my third year, I got my first job in the industry. And a typical day as an exploration geologist kind of looks like, I'll explain how it looks like. All right, so imagine this. Yeah, you wake up in a remote location, and you wake up in your tent, and you go out, you have your breakfast. If you're working that remotely, you're likely making food for yourself. So when that happens, usually everybody that's working with you helps out with the food. So that's nice. You usually have your breakfast. I would usually go for like a bagel and cream cheese, something easy that you can make in the morning. And you usually have coolers to keep your food preserved so it doesn't go bad. So you have your breakfast, and then you get your gear ready. So that means like making sure you have sample bags. Whether you're collecting soils or rocks, make sure you have those bags. Make sure you have like your radio, your bear spray, your shovel if you're gonna be digging, and like bug nets, and your safety vest as well. Anything that you'll need for the day, you kind of just make sure that you have that. And then once you've had your breakfast, once you got your gear ready, you basically go down to the helicopter landing pad, and you either wait for the helicopter to arrive, or if it's already there, you just kind of go into it. And then so helicopter picks you up, helicopter drops you off in a predetermined location. This is where like you basically plan with the helicopter pilot where you're gonna get picked up. So before he drops you off, you talk with him like, okay, I'll be like around this area. Some jobs you're given a device where you can give a precise location where you end off in the day. But if not, yeah, you just talk to the pilot where you want to get picked up. And so yeah, you're dropped off, and then boom, it's kind of like the craziest feeling, because a lot of places where I was doing helicopter work, it was in the mountains, and so you're dropped off. You start your day at the top of a mountain, and once the helicopter leaves and it's like you either alone or with your partner, it's an insane feeling, because you're like, wow, I am completely like isolated, remote. It's insane. It's like it's a crazy feeling to describe. So yeah, that's how the day usually starts. You kind of just get to it. So you walk your soil grid or your rock or your traverse for where you want to collect your rock samples. And then you have your lunch with you. And also when you're doing helicopter work, they drop off like an emergency survival bag at a predetermined location. So if there was anything that went wrong, like the helicopter can't pick you up at the end of the day, you will know where the survival pack is so that you can walk to it to help you. You have GPS, compass, all that stuff to help you with your navigation. So yeah, and because you have your lunch and like your snacks, you can take a break whenever you want, honestly. That's like the really nice part about the job, is that you can just kind of take a break whenever you feel like it. I usually got hungry at around like 10 a.m. so that's when I would have my first snack time. And like, oh yeah, you wake up, I forgot to mention this, you wake up at like early in the morning, like at the latest 6 a.m. I would say. So helicopter pickup is usually around like 7:30, maybe 7:45 a.m. So you're in the field working by like about 8 a.m. Lunchtime is whenever you feel like it, when you're hungry. So could be around 12. That's just because that's when you naturally get hungry. Yeah, you just kind of go about your day. And what I really like about helicopter work is that if it's about, 2 or 3 p.m., depending on when your pickup time is, because with the pilot you also discuss what time you're getting picked up at. What they say is that if you find a good helicopter pickup area 1 hour before your pickup time, and like you're not sure if there's gonna be anywhere else that's better, you stay at your day ends basically an hour early. You stay at that pickup area because it's so important when doing helicopter work that you have a good helicopter pickup spot, because the helicopter, it's very dangerous for it to get caught up in like bushes or trees, like the blades. So you really have to make sure that you have a really nice clearing area. So yeah, you make sure you have a nice clearing area, and if you find one an hour before your workday ends, you stay there. You're also given like a small cutting, like a knife kind of, it's like a mini saw, so you can cut your own helicopter landing pad area, and I've had to actually do this more times than I wanted to. So it would be like about an hour before my helicopter pickup time, I would notice that I'm down in the valley and there's just no good spots for a helicopter to land. So I look at the time, I'm like, okay, I have an hour, I'm just gonna clear an area, because that's actually about how long it takes to clear a proper helicopter pad. And what you do to make it successful is you first find like a decently sized area where you're like, okay, like this is a good start. And then like preferably there's just like small bushes around like the perimeter that you kind of saw off to really make it good. And so I've had to do this quite a bit. You just cut up a lot of trees. It's like fine, because by that point you're like, okay, this is the best what I have. I'm just gonna stick with it and make it really good. And you have to clear, I would say, maybe like an area about like 10 meters in diameter. I don't know what that is in feet, sorry. But 10 meters in diameter. So it's a decently sized area, maybe a bit more, I can't quite remember. I can see it visually. Like I know visually how much a helicopter needs. I can't quite say exactly in dimensions, but it's a decently sized area. And then you basically wait for your helicopter to pick you up. And I've had a lot of fun waiting for helicopters, especially when you meet up with your other coworkers, because sometimes you work super close to each other where at the end of the day you can meet up. and you can just get picked up in the same location, and that just makes it easier for everybody. So I really love when this happens, and like you wait for the helicopter with your friends and you're just like chatting about how did your day go, like what happened with you, and then you try to listen for the helicopter, and this happens so many times where you think you're hearing the helicopter, you're getting excited, and then it actually wasn't anything. It's basically called like ghost chopper. That's what we call it, at least. So you think there's a helicopter, and so many times it's like me and my friends both think like it's the helicopter, but it's not, and like we're both convinced, and it's crazy how that happens. And a lot of the people that I worked with, I actually went to school to university, so I call them my friends because they are. It's kind of nice because the industry is very small, so a lot of the people that you study with, you end up working with as well, and it's really fun. Like, you're just out in nature with your friends, and it's a good time. Also, you have like radios, so if you're working close to each other, you can communicate throughout the day, and I've had quite a lot of fun with the radios, just saying something funny to your friends. So when you get picked up at the end of the day, you get dropped off at your camp, and once you get dropped off at your camp, basically unpack and kind of, get your gear ready for the next day. And you also like take out your samples that you collected, and if it's soil, you actually hang them up to dry, because labs, when they test the soil to see what's in it, they need it to be dry. So it's like your job to just hang them up at the end of the day, let them dry. And then basically, if you're cooking for yourself, which in this scenario, say we are, you just kind of help your coworkers make the food, make dinner, you wash dishes at the end, and then it's like at the end of the day, you're done. Sometimes you hang out and play cards with each other. I had lots of fun playing card games, and you just kind of hang out, and then potentially shower as well. We've actually like had a portable shower before that had like hot water running, and it was absolutely luxurious. So we were completely remote in the mountains, and we actually had a warm shower. So I'd shower like every second day. We were about 7 people. Everybody had the chance to shower every second day. So that was a lot of fun. That was really nice. And then you just go to bed. And when you're working up north, it like the way the sun sets, it's a lot different. I was once working where it would be 11 o'clock at night, and it would still be daylight, just like this, like how it is right now. It'd be daylight, and it would only get dark between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m., but not even like pitch black, just like slightly darker. And by the time I would wake up at like 5-something a.m., it was light again. So I never actually really saw the darkness. It was just light out. It would be pretty cold at night, but during the day it'd get like 22 degrees Celsius. So really like a nice warm summer day. So it was crazy seeing the temperature difference as well. And some jobs you're not doing helicopter work, you're given a truck and you just drive to the locations, and then you park, and then you kind of take a GPS point of where you dropped off your truck, and then at the end of the day you just walk to it. And sometimes it works out really nicely that the truck is parked in such a good location that you can actually have lunch in your truck. And that's awesome. Because then you're like away from the bugs. If you're in a location that has a lot of bugs, and then you just get out of the bugs, you feel cozy, you feel comfortable, and it's just such a nice. I had a lot of fun time just having lunch in the truck. When you're doing helicopter work, you just have lunch out in nature, and that could be enjoyable too, of course. And for jobs where you're in an established camp, there's often a chef who cooks for you. And that is just absolute luxury, because then you wake up in the morning, you go to the kitchen, boom, food is made for you. And it's just so nice to have a proper meal just made for you, you know, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's all made for you. It's warm, it's delicious. It's just, I enjoy that part of my job so much. Okay, I just realized that I really enjoy talking about my job, so I can definitely make more videos about it. Oh, a good corner right here too. Pothole, pothole. Oh, nice, I just avoided that. That was great. Alright, I ended up talking a lot, and I haven't said everything I wanted to say yet about my job, so let me know if you guys want a part 2. I hope you guys enjoyed it though, and yeah, remember guys, stay chillin'.